to demonstrate some of the stuff that you can do with the Scratch. And particularly, I want to show you how to hide a sprite, make it invisible, and have that sprite to draw stuff on the screen for you. Okay? Because the stage itself doesn't know how to draw something, but you can do it with only a sprite. So what I will do is I will write a program to draw, let's say, a rectangle first. Okay? A square, even better. Okay? How do you draw a square if you have a pen and you can tell the pen which way to go and turn and so on and so forth? Yep.
You have to start by telling it to put the tip to the paper.
Okay, put the pen down.
Go a certain distance and a 90-degree angle.
Yep.
You have to go continuous until it reaches the same where you started.
Yep, exactly. So the first action is to put the pen down, because if the pen is not contacting the stage, it's not going to draw anything on the screen. The second thing is, when a sprite, by default is going to point to the east. Okay, so you don't have to change direction unless you want to draw a square that is offset in terms of rotation. So you can basically just keep the same direction, and once the sprite puts the pen down, you can make it to go move forward X amount of pixels. Number 3, once you get to here, you want the sprite to turn, make a 90-degree turn. In this case, we're making a 270-degree turn, but depending on which direction, we are making a 90-degree turn. Let's see, that's clockwise. So 90-degree turn clockwise, and then you make it move forward X pixels again, and then you make it turn again, you make it move forward again, you make it turn again. So we have 1 move, 2, 3, we need to move 1 more time, and we are done. Okay? In other words, I'm just outlining of what I need to do in order to draw a square on the screen. So the next thing I want to do is to try it out. Okay?
Could you also put it in a loop?
You can also put it in a loop, but that's like one step, on top of what we're trying to do. So the first thing I want to do is not even to put together a program to do it, because when you click on the action stuff here, it actually does it. Okay? So let me just demonstrate what I mean by that. When you go to looks, when you go to pen, you can click pen down on this part here, and it will put the pen down even though it doesn't show. Then you can go to pen here. You can set the pen color. Let's say we pick a very distinct color, different from the sprite itself. Then you can go back to motion, and you can say, let's go ahead and move 100 steps. So you can change the 10 to 100, and then click this little box here, and you can see the sprite just moved forward 100 steps. Is that okay? Does everybody see that? Okay. Now I wanted to make a turn. I wanted to turn 90 degrees in a clockwise fashion. That is also in motion. In fact, the interface does not even try to use the words clockwise and counterclockwise, or how many, using the universal degree. It's just this icon here, and it's clockwise. That one is clockwise. Let me see if I can improve the contrast by turning off the light here. Do you guys see better now? I mean, that's a clockwise, symbol. And, I want it to turn not 15 degrees. I want it to turn 90 degrees because I want to draw a square. And once I change this number to 90, I can click this box here to actually make it turn. Then I can make it go 100 steps again. Make it turn again. Go 100 steps again. Make it turn again. And go another 100 steps. And I'm all done. Now, if I don't want the sprite to be in the picture, so it it doesn't show very well the actual box that I have drawn so far, I can go to, let's see, it's under looks, hide, and now I can show just the box without the sprite itself. Okay. Is that working okay so far? I have not written a program yet. Okay, I'm just clicking the actions as I want to perform a specific action. Okay, Now, you can do it like this, but if I want you to draw like 20 squares, doing it this way is very troublesome. Okay? It's a lot of hassle. So what you might want to do is to write a simple program to do all that. Okay? And this simple program does not have any conditional statements. All it does is to just repeat all the steps that I have done by hand so far. Okay? So we'll go ahead and put together a program just to do exactly that. So the first thing I want to do is to reset the sprite so it doesn't point into that direction. I want to show it again. I want to change the direction back to where it's supposed to point. And I want to erase everything in the stage. So I can go to the stage. Now when you click stage, it also has its own actions to perform. You can go to the looks of the stage and say you want to clear graphics effect. I guess that's not what I wanted to do.
Go back to pen.
Clear. Excellent. Okay, so now I have cleared the stage, and I'm ready to write a program for the sprite to do exactly what I did, but this time with a program. Okay? Which means I have to click the sprite again because I want to specify this logic or these steps to be performed by the sprite. I will go to the control part, start with when the green flag is clicked, and then I can just pick all the motions that I have earlier picked out here. First thing is pen, select pen down, and then I go to motion, and it's just a matter of picking the right stuff in the right order. So I wanted to move 100 steps first. Got to change that back to 100 steps. Point in direction. Nope, I wanted to turn. And remember to change this one to 90. And now I can just, I can repeat this process, or I can also, use a copy and paste approach. See how I just, replicated that? And if I need 4 versions of this, I can just duplicate again. And now I have 4 of those actions. Because when you double, you get 2. When you double again, you get 4. Okay? And now I can attach all of this stuff, after pen down. And I can go to pen again, specify a pen up at the very end, because the next thing I want to do may not want to have the pen down. And go ahead and go to control and mark the end of this script. There we go. I have just put together a very simple-minded program. This program, as far as the logic is concerned, is a straight row. Okay, there's no branch. I'm not going to do something depending on the condition. It's always just going to do all these steps. So to test the program, I can move my sprite anywhere on the screen, click the green flag button, and you can see that it just drew the square. So the question now is, can I hide the sprite and still have the sprite to draw the stuff that it is going to draw? So to test that, I will clear the stage first. Go back to the sprite. And then this time, before I put the pen down, I go to looks, and I say, go ahead and hide yourself, sprite. Okay, sprite 1 in this case, and see if it will still draw the lines that I needed to draw. Click the green flag, and it does it just fine. So this is one way to draw something on the stage dynamically, but without the sprite showing itself. So that might help in your program when you try to draw the platforms.
You get it the sprite to walk along the platforms without falling back down. That's my issue.
You have to test
on the level of the platform.
You have to test whether the sprite is standing on something.
Right.
So that depends on the logic of the program. All right, I'll see you guys on next Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving. Don't eat too much.
The bigger issue there is when you have platforms at multiple heights.
But I definitely
Okay.